Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iFive for the iPhone is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Shutterstock.com. With over 28 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. For 25% off your new account, go to Shutterstock.com and use the offer code iFive214. Welcome to iFive for the iPhone, episode 78, a sequential one. This is the show where we talk about what's new in the App Store, we find tips and news and tricks, and we tell you what's worth your time and money. I'm Sarah Lane, your guide to all things iOS, and I'm really happy to see you. In fact, you were in my dream last night. Number one. A friend of mine who's way more hip to games than I'll ever be, Anthony Carboni, you might have heard of him, tweeted recently that a game called Eliss Infinity was worth grabbing in the App Store for $3. And I listened to him and I got it. And he's right, it's really fun. It's like a retro universe and you're controlling these planets and you're fusing planets together and you're splitting up big ones and creating supernovas and doing it all through touch. Some of you already might be familiar with Eliss, the original game. This is actually still that game. It's an entirely new app though. Now it has extras like endless levels, a whole new design, and even a mode called Spacebox where you can refine your skills without worrying about losing. It's sort of like a safe zone where you practice. I like that no pressure type of option. It keeps me less frustrated and more interested. The soundtrack is really nice. It seems to match the game design perfectly. And I have to say, I love the look. It's a really unique little game. $3? I'm in. See you in the game center. Number two. Speaking of good design, this very morning my buddy Morris tweeted me a link to a new Radiohead app. What? Yeah. Actually, that's exactly what this is. It's called Polyfauna. And boy, is it real weird. The band Radiohead says that the app is an experimental collaboration between them and Universal Everything, which is an art and design studio. They also say that the idea came from their recording sessions, the imagery and the sounds is from the song Bloom, and that the whole thing comes from an interest in early computer life experiments and the imagined creatures of our subconscious. Okay, so here's pretty much what I've figured out. You move your iPhone around to look around. If you follow the red dot, you enter new worlds. It's kind of ominous, and that's about it. This is definitely some sort of an art project for the very enthusiastic Radiohead fan who also likes interactive design. I love Radiohead, but this app is making me a little dizzy. The music's cool though, and it's free. Number three, we got an email from Jordan in Melbourne, Australia, who writes, I have a duh tip that might be a duh tip. Sorry if this is too blatantly obvious, although I'm pretty sure it hasn't been covered on iFive before. Anyway, here goes. The battery indicator in the top status bar of your iOS device gives you a pretty good idea of your device's current battery charge level. However, you can set your device up to also show the percentage of the battery charge next to the visual icon for more specific battery level information. Go to Settings, General, Usage, and turn battery percentage on. Okay, first of all, Jordan, over the last 78 shows, I've learned that no matter how obvious a duh tip is to you or to me, there are countless people out there who are learning it for the first time and having their worlds rocked. I know this because they email me about it. Second, I do like to turn my battery percentage on when I won't be around to charge for a while, and I've gotten really good at knowing the difference between, say, like 23% and 27% if I'm on a walk and I'm listening to music and I want to take some photos, all without my iPhone dying. So, good tip indeed. This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Shutterstock.com. That's where you can find the perfect image or the perfect video for your next creative project. A website, a publication, a video, any type of project. You can choose from a lot of high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips. How many, you ask? Oh, 28 million. These are all professional photographers and artists who are contributing to Shutterstock. Plus, the company reviews every image individually for content and quality before it gets added to the Shutterstock library. Not just that, but Shutterstock adds 20,000 images every single day. So every time you visit, you know you're gonna find cool new stuff. Flexible pricing depending on how you want to use Shutterstock. You've got individual image packs, you can go with a monthly subscription for a good deal, and you can download any image in any size and just pay that single price. If you're searching for something specific, you've got sophisticated search tools, subject, color, file type, gender. These are all ways that you can search. Plus, you've got shareable lightboxes. So if you've got a team, you can save images to a lightbox gallery, and then anybody that you give access to can access those later. It's great for collaboration or just to save stuff for yourself. An award-winning iPad app makes Shutterstock really fun to search on the go, use it to display images during presentations, and they even have multilingual customer service in more than a dozen international countries, full-time customer support throughout the week. You can try Shutterstock today by signing up for a free account. Don't need a credit card, just start an account and begin using Shutterstock to help imagine what your next project could be like. Once you decide to purchase, use the offer code iFive214 and new accounts will receive 25% off any package. That's Shutterstock.com, and for 25% off your new account, use the offer code iFive214. And thanks to Shutterstock for their support of iFive for the iPhone. Number 4. It's definitely no secret if you watch this show that I use Mailbox as my email app of choice on my iPhone. But there is another option, a good one, Boxer, which is basically like Mailbox on crack. And it got a huge update this week, so it's even more crackier. I think that you should know your iPhone's native mail app alternatives no matter what you use. So here's what Boxer does well. Bulk email actions give you options like select all or select all from a particular sender to keep a better handle on your inbox. Now, since Boxer supports Gmail and Exchange and Outlook accounts, you can also customize alert sounds when you get notifications, so you know which account a new email is arriving in without even having to look at your phone. Swipe gestures are pretty intuitive, and they include marking mail as spam, which is something that the app Mailbox does not do, and I wish it did. Plus, there's integration with Evernote, your calendar, it includes a to-do list, and Dropbox support. I've never been a big fan of canned responses, but those are great for super quick replies. Boxer's got them built in, and you can customize your own. Another sort of weird feature is the option to like a message without actually responding to the message originator. It's kind of like a Twitter fave. I'm not sure we need this for email, but it is certainly creative and it might be something that you can work in. And Boxer has a bunch of other goodies like securing your email with a passcode. It's $6 though, so make sure that you're an email organization Nazi and really ready to take advantage of the full feature lists, or it's going to be a waste of your money. Finally, number 5, we've got an app called Reporter, which describes itself as a new application for tracking the things that you care about. So with a few randomly timed surveys that you take each day, Reporter claims it can illuminate aspects of your life that might be otherwise unmeasurable. So the idea is few questions at random times during the day about what you're doing. Who are you with? Are you tired? Etc. Over time, you start building data about yourself that starts looking like patterns, which is supposed to help you understand yourself and your habits in new, interesting ways. But it's not just about asking you questions. Reporter does a ton of stuff in the background also. You give it location privileges, and it can pull Foursquare locations for you. Give it microphone access, and it can monitor decibel ranges. Hey, maybe you're tired because you're always working in that really loud cafe the day before. That's kind of stuff. You can let it track the phone's movement, and then it starts building a physical activity profile for you. Now, all these little things might seem insignificant on their own, but together and then over time will basically build you the ultimate version of your quantified self, and some people really want that. I do not. There's only so much quantifying I care to do. Reporter might be overkill for a lot of you if you feel the same way I do. It's, you know, charts and graphs only take me so far. It's not going to seem compelling at first, though, because you have to use it for a while. The gratification is not immediate. You might also have some privacy concerns, although the company says your data is always yours and yours alone, and you can export anything via a CSV file or even via Dropbox. So that's good. It's $4, by the way. one more thing. On last week's show, I showed off a video tip about making Touch ID stronger that an iFive viewer sent in. Now, some of you have pointed out that that tip may have originated on Twit's security show, Security Now, because Steve Gibson, the host, showed off the same tip before it appeared on iFive. I'm not actually sure who deserves original credit here, and I'm certainly not going to out anybody for copycatting, but I will say that we all have no excuse not to have rock-solid Touch ID functionality. And also, Steve Gibson is a golden god. If you ever see or hear of a great app or trick on iFive and you want to go back over it or pass it along to someone you love, just hop over to our show notes at twit.tv/iFive. That's where our links live and also where you can subscribe to this fine show with a feed of your choice. Email us at iFive@twit.tv, leave us a voicemail at 614-on-iFive, or send us a video with an app review of your own. I'm Sarah Lane, this is iFive, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching.